Assalamualaikum and welcome to another edition of One Sport. Today we have some special guests on the show. The whole reason being to talk about a charity football tournament being held on Sunday the 31st of July. As you all know, Bangladesh has been affected by some of the worst flooding it's had in a number of years, and these guys we have in the studio are all part of the charity event that hopes to raise money which is going to be contributed, 100% of which is going to be contributed to the victims of the floods. So I guess without any further ado, let me start by introducing the gentleman on my right. We have Moli, aka, Nazrul, aka Moli.
Also known as Moli.
Just in case your family are watching as well, right? So you got to get that. Welcome to the show. And we also have another familiar face from the football circuit. We have Rahat, who's been around for a while. Beaumont originally, I guess.
Oh, well, yeah. Then Hawken Eagle.
Hawken Eagle more recently. You won the league with them.
Yeah, and most recently Shoreditch in the Summer League.
That's good.
So yeah,
good man. We can talk about Vets football in a bit and all things sports. And to my left we have Fayez, a young man who's been around the vet scene for especially the last 5-6 years. Been probably about 20 teams in the last 2 years, I guess. But anyway, we'll learn a bit more about that in a bit. And listen, this guy in particular, the man to my left, Alam Zaman. I've been trying to get you on one of the TV shows for a long time, so it's an absolute privilege to have you on the show today to talk about the tournament, which I know you're going to have a big part in, but more importantly, talk about the impact of the floods in Bangladesh as well. So I guess, what better place to start than the cause itself, where everybody here in this room right now and those taking part on the 31st at Friendford Football Club, and the 10 teams that are participating are all playing for a great cause. And I guess I can come to you guys on my right first. Nazrul, I'll come to you. We're all Bangladeshis, British, second generation Bangladeshis, and I guess we still have an affiliation. We don't go as often as we would like to go, but from your own perspective in terms of the impact the floods have had in our own region of Sylhet, where are you? What district are you from?
I'm from Satoh. As you said, yes, we're the only people they can depend on from back home. So we've got a huge role to play in helping them out back home, raising money, do as much as we can basically to help the recovery in the flood crisis there.
Well, again, and that goes by Rahat. Obviously, you're a teacher by trade. You've been in the football scene since you were a kid in East London. You're born in Bangladesh but raised here in East London. I know the football circuit up and down the UK has done a lot to raise money for the flood victims of Bangladesh. How important, I know Nazrul just touched on it, but how important is the work that people are doing, not just here in London but across the UK?
A lot of charities have been doing their part for the victims in Bangladesh, and I think with this particular cause and this particular tournament on the 31st of July, it's such a unique way where players like us and just individuals, families, friends can all get involved doing their part and do something that they normally do, but this time be helpful towards such an important cause. So, a lot of us will be playing and managing, but more importantly, we're contributing, not just financially, but raising awareness for the whole campaign as well. So I think it's such an important cause, and credit to all the organisers.
Brilliant. Okay, I'm going to come to you guys here now. Fayez, obviously, same question, but I think historically we've done a lot as a community for not just our own community, but the Bangladesh in particular, but for the African community, the cause in Yemen, anti-knife crime. We do so much, but this one is real close to home. In terms of the work that you see and what we can do moving forward in terms of what the future, because the key thing here is building a brighter future for the people that have been affected in Sylhet. What's the way forward for us in terms of the work that we do here?
I think one of the main things is raising awareness, as Rahat said, and it's about the generation coming through and making sure they've still got some form of connection to Bangladesh. And I find football is one of the best ways to get young people, especially males, involved in raising awareness of what's happening in Bangladesh. So you got a lot of village tournaments and things like that happening, and all of a sudden these youngsters like, oh, I don't know, this person was from my town or my city, and it's amazing. I think, so one of the main things is to raise awareness and make sure we educate our youngsters about some of the issues back home.
Good stuff. AB, I'm going to come to you now. Obviously, a lot of us here are from the region of the Sylhet, and that was probably the most effective. 70% of Sylhet is currently underwater. I know you're from Dhaka side. So just give us a bit of flavour in terms of if you're aware the impact of the floods on your side, because we hear a lot about and we talk about, and rightly so, because majority of the UK is populated with Sylhetis. But what impact has the flooding had in your region?
No, I would say that, like when something like this happens, all Bengalis, they are aware of it. So I think this kind of events is really good. If you look at the mainstream news, they didn't really mention this flooding at all. Everybody was concentrating on the Ukrainian issues. So I think like now that you guys, second generations or third generation, whatever, you've got the media that you can recreate the stories. So it is very important that we do publicize this more. So I think in that respect, this this event is very, very important, and seeing so many of the young people joining in is vital, and like they say that if other people aren't gonna mention us, we should be doing more. So I think this is a very, very important event, and I think that you've got 10 teams.
We've got 10 teams. We'll talk a bit more about that in a second.
There's a lot of people there.
So yeah,
hopefully the fans will turn up, the families and wives and daughters, sons, whatever, and hopefully we'll have a big
fun day of it.
Big fun day.
Fun day. That's the whole purpose of this event. So guys, for those that are watching on the Sunday the 31st, the whole purpose of this obviously is to raise. That's the bigger cause, but the day is all about the football. And like I said, we've got 10 teams. I'm going to run you through the teams. We've got Shoreditch Vets, Mohammedan Sporting Club Vets, Bromley by Bow Vets, Shadwell, Pro Touch Camden, Sire Vets, East London Legends, Impact FC, which is a fairly new team. I think it's the first time they've played in a tournament. Team SS Vets, which is Enam's team, a golfer that we both know very well from Hertfordshire. He's come in, and finally we've got Canary Wharf Vets as well, who are probably better known for their kids, but they're trying to do their bit because it's a charity event. So well done to every team and every player that is taking part on the day. And like I said, the key thing is every single penny that the clubs are contributing will go directly to the flood victims in Bangladesh. And our charity partner for this brilliant tournament will be Good Cause Charity, who are doing some amazing work, and they actually fly out there themselves and will deliver the packages and the financial need that's required. So I guess, guys, before we go anywhere else and we move on to talk about the football side of things, we may as well get cracking with the draw. I've got the team in the bowl here, mixed them all up. There's 10 teams. I'm going to ask each one of you to pick out a team. Really straightforward. There's 2 groups of 5. We're going to play group stages. Top 4 will qualify from each group, and then we go into a quarter-final, semi-final, and obviously the final. The timings for the day, for anyone who's thinking about coming down on the day, like Anambai said, we want to make it a family event. Get yourselves over. Hopefully we've got a lot of young kids who are going to be representing on the day, volunteering, running around, helping the referees and the officials do their bit, whilst the footballers enjoy the day as much as possible. So it's the games are going to be 15 minutes long in the group stages, and we're going to go into the quarterfinals, which will be 20 minutes. Yet to be decided whether they're 10 minutes each way or straight 20 minutes. Semi-finals will be 20 minutes, so presuming 10 minutes each way. And the final is going to be contested between the 2 teams, and we're going to play 30 minutes. Hopefully, it should be a really, really good day. And in terms of footballing ability, Rahat, I'm going to come to you. You've been on the circuit for a long time. You know the vet scenes. What's your expectations from a footballing perspective?
From a footballing perspective, well, look, judging by the names that you've read out, it's going to be competitive. And although it's a charity event, we're raising awareness, we're raising some funds for Bangladesh to help out the victims fundamentally. No footballer, like anyone sat here and those participating, are going to take it lightly. Once we're on the field, it's going to be competitive, and it has to be to make it a good event. And I think there will be a lot of good quality football. There will be some old school rivalries we've got Mohammedan here, which is back on the scene.
Yeah.
They've been out of touch for a while, and so it's good to have them back. And then you've got teams like my own team, East End Legends, which is a team that we put together on the day, but every single player has been on the circuit for a while, and so once maybe our photographer Alan Bay here is going to take some pictures of some of those legends, and then you'll be familiar with who they are and the teams that they're affiliated. But we have high expectations of the football and the high standards that we expect.
Good man. So Fayez, I'm going to come to you. You're obviously representing Shoreditch here today. Shoreditch Vets have become one of the big players over the last 3 or 4 years. Recently they won the BFA Vets 11-a-side league, and they've been competing in the ILFL vet scene in the Premiership for the last 3 seasons, is it? And they've alhamdulillah, they've held their own. Very new to, like I say, especially the Premiership, and they've finished in the top 3 and a respectable finish from their perspective. But what can we expect from Shoreditch in this tournament?
I think Shoreditch, as you said, have been in the Vets League for last few years, and they've grown each season. They've added new players just to bolster up the team, and I think they're at the stage where they're going to be challenging a lot of teams in the Prem. I think so. Shoreditch,
they'll be up there.
Hopefully, they'll be up there. I don't see them getting knocked out. Hopefully.
Yeah. Okay. I'll tell you what. We'll talk to Alan Bay a little bit more, because you're the person in the know when it comes to this. So this generation is probably your generation. You were taking the pictures when they were in their prime, probably. So
young kids.
yeah, we can come to you shortly, and Morley will come to you in a second as well. Talk more about Mohammedan.
Yeah.
We got some of they were young probably around your time, and now they're back in the scene again, aren't they? So they're probably one of the favourites for this tournament.
Oh,
I guess.
really?
I think so. They've got some big names in that team.
Inshallah.
So guys, let's get to the draw. 10 teams, run you through them again. Shoreditch, Mohammedan, Bromley by Bow, Shadwell, Pro Touch Camden, Saya, East London Legends, Impact FC, Team SS Vets and Canary Wharf. What we're going to do, I'm going to get each and one of you to just pull out a team and then to show it. If you put the A, you guys can do Group A, you guys do Group B, yeah? So just leave them on either side, and we will, and I'll try to make a note of who's playing who. So if we can start with Alan Bay, we'll start with Group A. Pull a name out.
Only one, please.
So lift it up.
Yeah. If you show it to the camera, to your straight ahead of you. Shoreditch
My
Vets.
boys.
There we go. So just put your name there. We'll get Morley to pick out the next one. First team from Group B.
We've got Shadwell Vets.
Shadwell Vets. There we go. Fayez, pick out second team from Group.
Thank you. Team SS.
Team SS. So that's Inam's team from Hertfordshire. Shadwell, as we know, which first names out of the hat in Group B.
Canary
Veterans.
Wharf FC.
Oh, blimey. So it's going to be a bit of a family warfare. We've got representatives of 2 families there. Ayaz is the manager of Canary Wharf. So, AB?
Bromley by Bow Vets.
Oh, blimey. Okay, so that's Hanif's Bromley by Bow, who are going to be again up there as well. Expect their name to be in the top 2-3 in that league.
Your team, East London Legends.
East London Legends will join Shadwell and Canary Wharf in Group B. Oh, we're going to Rahat, yeah? There we go.
Pro Touch Camden FC.
Pro Touch Camden. So that is Taz's team. I'm also hearing that Ash will be part of that. So the danger man himself.
Isn't he? The R stands for retired now.
Is it?
Mohammedan Vets.
Oh, there we go. Mo, that's your team there. Mohammedan Vets.
Looking like a tasty group.
And
This
they
looks
will be
like
joined.
the, group of death, this
Mm.
first group. Saya Vets.
Saya Vets. Okay, so that concludes Group A. We've got Shoreditch Vets, Team SS from Hertfordshire, Bromley by Bow, Mohammedan Sporting Club, and Saya Vets. And the last group coming out of the pot to join Group B will be
Impact FC.
Impact FC. So there's our newest veterans team on the circuit. I think that is Ghaffar, who is the manager there. Another Camden boy, so he's going to be playing his local Camden lads. That'd be interesting. And that concludes the group. So Group A, Shoreditch, Shoreditch Vets, Team SS from Hertfordshire, Bromley by Bow, MSC Vets and Saya. That's Group A. And Group B is Shadwell, Canary Wharf, East London Legends, Pro Touch Camden and Impact FC. Right, there you have it. I'll come to Molly. Right, so you guys have
difficult group.
Difficult
group.
That's a good test.
But 4 teams go
that
through,
is
so
tough.
you'd expect to get through from that.
4 go through.
Inshallah, we'll go for
Yeah,
it.
4. So we're going straight to quarterfinals. We want to give people and the teams, there's 16-man squads, 15-man squad, sorry. So we want to give every player the opportunity to get a good run out. So so it's going to be good. So what's your expectations, Molly, on the day?
Competitive, definitely. Looks like a really tough group. But we're now known as a tournament team anyway. So
right, okay.
Inshallah, we'll do well. We'll go as far as we can. Last tournament, we ended up in the semi-finals, got knocked out. But yeah, we've got high hopes. Let's see how it goes. Inshallah, we'll do well.
Okay, so what in terms of Mohammed, you said you're a tournament team. What makes you a tournament team over a league? Because you won the league last year in the Vets.
Recently we just stepped into the Vets League.
Right.
But before that, we had a huge gap between league football. So we just played a lot of tournaments during that period. And we have become quite successful in tournaments. Well, the tournament the final up in Northampton, the Bradford tournament. So
more recently, you got to the semi-final of the Masters.
Yeah, the Masters tournament. So yeah, we could say we're a bit of a tournament team now, but we're trying to edge into the league with the Vets. We don't have like an 11-a-side team anymore, so we just concentrate on the tournaments and Vets.
For those that are kind of wondering the Vet scene, and you're watching the show for the first time, Vet scene is thriving here in East London. It's basically anyone over the age of 35 is able to play. The Thursday night football, which is run by the ILFL, is thriving. I think close to 50 teams, and it's massive. So Mohammedan is one of the newest teams on the circuit. They're a group of players who have played together over the last 20 years or so. So for that reason, AB, I'm coming to you. You'd expect that these guys would be one of the favourites, right? Young, with the fresh legs, 35-year-olds who have just come in, 35 to 38. They'd have to be up there, right?
I mean, definitely. If they don't make the semi-finals, I think they would be disappointed. Yeah. Really. And looking at the first group, I think Shoreditch, Bromley and Mohammedan, they should be through. So I think the team that is going to miss out, I mean, this is just my prediction. I mean, I don't know the squads yet, but just by guessing, I think Saya and the new boys, Team SS, they could be fighting for that 4th spot. So I expect the other 3 to comfortably be in the top 3, and the 4th spot is going to be the battle, and that will be between Team SS and Saya. That's my prediction for Group A.
Yeah, okay, cool. Right, guys, listen, once again, just quickly just reiterate the tournament and the reason why it's being held on the 31st at Friendford Football Club is for the flood victims of Bangladesh. And once again, I just want to shout out the partners that are supporting us on the day. Football Supporters Federation, in particular Anwaruddin, who's going out of his way who's paid for the trophies, the actual the cost of the pitch on the day. Because otherwise the money that the teams are contributing would not be able to go to the people that need it more than anyone else. And as well as that, a big thank you and a shout out as well to obviously Good Cause, who is our charity partners, as well as TV1. They're going to be present on the day doing the filming, and hopefully we'll get some highlights together which will highlight the whole day itself. And also the gentleman to my left, Alamba, you're going to be there on the day. Yes, so you'll be doing the photo for the players that are watching, the teams, families who are there. He's going to be there taking photos. So again, professional photos. He's been on the non-league circuit. This guy is a man who loves his football and is passionate about it. Everybody knows him as AZ Images. No one really knows what he looks like and who he is. Well, there you go. For the first time ever, I think we've managed to get him on the TV. So he's known throughout non-league football, not just in the Asian community, but across the non-league scene. So thanks for all the work you've done over the last 30 years to support the cause. And
I've enjoyed it.
And like I said, the main thing is here today is like I say, you're going to know a lot of the players. Is there any, like Rahat's going to have probably half the players that you knew from Sporting, and a lot of the semi-pro boys that a lot of the East London's football, especially yourself, will know. Any particular player that you're thinking is going to stand out more than any other?
Right, so I haven't actually seen all the squads here because I don't think they've named them officially yet. But I think this All Stars team does sound intriguing. You'd be interested to see who turns up there, because he's been very quiet about what the squad is.
Yeah. So can you give us a few names that he might know?
Can I give him a few names?
Yeah, go on.
Okay. Well, it's called legends for a reason. I'm not counting myself as a legend.
Well, you can go down as a legend.
But some of the boys that have played in the semi-pro circuit. Liton is a good friend of mine from Beaumont, from Sporting. He's been around the scene. So he's one of our key players. Can't reveal all the names. But,
I can. Mash, the likes of Mash.
But we've got Mash. We've got we've got. Mash.
Just one quick question though. You've seen the Asian football scene now. Is there any particular player that you've always enjoyed watching that potentially could be playing in this tournament?
You know what? I've seen them at 11-a-side. Yeah, but 7-a-side is slightly different. You can't always. Recapture the same form. Mm-hmm. But also, some of the 7-a-side players are a lot better at that smaller event than they are. I mean, the gentleman sitting on my right. Mm-hmm. I mean, I've always rated him as a 7-a-side player. He's sort of, aggressive. He's like, energetic, non-stop running. So sometimes it's not always the big names that really shine in this smaller tournament. So, like someone that many people may not know, actually do perform,
It's an interesting, like I say, that's the whole purpose of tournament football. Is you always get the odd upset, right?
Yeah.
But Fire's obviously coming to yourself. Are you kind of, away from Shoreditch, who is the favourite of the names that you're seeing here?
Obviously, I know Mohammedan quite well. With the brother Shakil.
Everyone's putting pressure on us now.
You put pressure on yourself by saying we're a tournament team.
Yeah. Okay? But that's what we've been taking part in.
But
most recently.
One of my favourite brothers to play against and play with is Sadiq, and obviously Shakil is a playmaker in the middle as well. But Sadiq would be the one to watch for. But to be honest, I'm not worried about any of them.
Anyway, that's a fair point. Fair point. Okay, so that, guys, just a quick little message and a reminder for those that are watching and you still haven't had the opportunity to donate. Please see the link at the bottom of the screen right now, Just Giving page, and hopefully you can do your bit for the day. If you're not planning to come and show the support for one of the teams, that's your way of giving a little bit back to our community over in Bangladesh. So, guys, we've not got much time. We've literally got about 3-4 minutes left in the show. I'm going to kind of just throw it out to each one of you in terms of, we've looked at the groups now, kind of in terms of the levels that we're talking about. I'll come to Molly. Apart from yourselves, I think you are going to leave here as being one of the favourites for the tournament. But is there a couple of teams that you would maybe looking to avoid in the latter stages?
It's a tournament at the end of the day. You got to beat whoever's in front of you to get to the final. So. But by the sounds of this brothers team, looks like they've got a few good names. Good names there. Yeah, they've got a good few names in there. But yeah, like I said, I wouldn't like to put anyone as a favourite. Just we go along with beat whoever's in front of us.
Like that.
Get as far as you can. You got to beat the best to get to the final. So we just leave it to that. Leave it like that.
Yeah, all right, cool. Fayaz, yourselves, you've mentioned that, but in terms of Shoreditch's team, quickly, just any new additions for the tournament itself?
We've got Saeed he's played for Ace.
Okay.
Quality player.
The striker.
Yeah. But again, I think the Camden boys, my brothers, Ash, Gia and them lot,
they're going to be up there,
they're going to be up there as well,
yeah. I think Ash probably goes into every tournament expecting to win it, right? We know what he's about.
And he never does, but let's hope it changes.
So AB, okay, on the day, in terms of the football, away from the football, what are you hoping to see?
Well, I'm hoping to see some good action football, but a lot of families, turning up to support the event. I think that's a very good thing, because it should be a whole community.
Yeah.
The football is the focus, but it'd be good to see that everybody turn up.
Brilliant.
Got the cherry on.
All right, cool. Well, listen, I look forward to seeing you on the day, and thank you for coming on today to give us a bit of insight. And at some stage, I know we've talked about, we're gonna get you on and talk about your journey in non-league football as well, and the photography side of it. Okay. So Rahad, I'm gonna finish with you in terms of your aspirations for this tournament. I know obviously you're going into win it, but what's the message to the players for the day?
Firstly, I'm not going in to win it. Let me just make that clear. obviously we have high hopes. Aspirations for the players?
Yeah.
Well, for the players, they should expect that it's going to be a tournament like any other. It's going to be competitive. It's going to be tactical, strategic. It's going to need a bit of endurance because it's in the afternoon. Normally tournaments start in the morning on a Sunday, so whatever you boys are up to in the morning, make sure you conserve a bit of energy for the evening. And I think they should also put on a good show because, like AB said, there are going to be families here. There are going to be people donating to this wonderful cause, and what we want to see is good football for the spectators.
Yeah.
And you know, it's remarkable that you've got 10 fantastic teams together with loads of legends, loads of great players, and newcomers as well. So it's quite an inclusive tournament. So hopefully, the aspiration should be that we're going to have a fantastic day. But first and foremost, and fundamentally, is that we actually really help the victims in Bangladesh, and something like this could make a huge difference to the lives of many people back home that we have such a strong connection to.
Brilliant, and that's a great way to finish the show as well. I think, listen guys, this is just the beginning. I think, and hopefully we're planning to do a follow-up to this in the next few months, just to give you a bit of a flavour as to what the results were moving from the money raised, and also what happens on the day. We'll get some footage together and share it with you. We'll do another show on this. But the most important thing, like I said, are the people that are suffering from the floods in Bangladesh, and we're doing our bit as much as we can. So once again, if you haven't already donated, please do so by going on to the Just Giving link and support the Good Cause charity group. And one other thing, again, a massive shout out to Football Supporters Federation, TV1, and anybody that's actually supporting the players, the teams, Alumbai, as I've already mentioned, but also Genis Building Materials and Building Organisation, supported by Aftar, who's better known as Abachu. He'll be providing the drinks and the bananas on the day for the players, so as a refreshment. That's his little gesture for the organisation. So thank you to Bachu for doing that. And I guess that's it. So we know the groups. We will get their fixtures out to all the teams. We will get the graphics out as well. So once again, just to finish, the Group A, Shoreditch, Team SS Vets, Bromley by Bow, MSC Vets and Saya Vets. That concludes Group A. And Group B is Shadwell, Canary Wharf, East London Legends, ProTouch from Camden and Impact FC. And there are two groups. I'm looking forward to the day. It's going to be an amazing day of football and hopefully some real good talent on show. I know we're talking Vets football, but get yourselves down because it's only Vets by name. The competitiveness is some serious business down here. So guys, thank you very much. Alumbai, Fayaz, Rahat and Moli, appreciate your time, and hopefully guys we will see you over at Brentford Football Club on Sunday the 31st for Amar Sylhet football tournament. So if I don't see you before that, I'll see you on the 31st of July. Take care and assalamu alaikum.